Hi learners, welcome to MwalimuPLUS live classes. Remember, this is where we give the best services. In the previous lesson, we learned about electricity. And specifically, we talked about how we can make a simple electric circuit. So before we go to the topic of the day, let us look at the assignment which I gave you. The assignment read like this. Which one of the following bulbs will produce light? And I want you to look at the screen keenly. I want us to look at choice A. Look at choice B, choice C, and D. Which choice did you write? Good. The correct answer is supposed to be choice C. If we look at choice A, the diagram is poorly connected. Like you see, the wire from the negative terminal is connected on the glass. So that bulb will not produce light. If you look at choice B, we have the positive terminal and the positive terminal are connected together. Therefore, that bulb will not produce light. And I hope you can remember that well because we talked about it at length. Let us look at choice C, which is the correct one. The bulb, we said that the bulb is supposed to be placed on top of that terminal, and the wire from the negative terminal is supposed to be connected to the base of the bulb. And that is why it will produce light. If you look at choice D, there is also a poor connection. The negative terminal is connected together with the negative terminal there at the center, and I hope you are able to see. So I can see almost all of you got it right. Let us go to our topic of the day. Today, we are going to talk about good and bad conductors of electricity. But before we talk about that, let us remind ourselves about electricity. We said that electricity, current electricity, for example, we said flows through wires. And we are going to use wires to help us discuss both the good and the bad conductors of electricity. Let us look at the diagram on the screen. What are you able to see there? Correct. From the screen, we have a simple electric circuit. We have a dry cell, we have a wire, we have a switch, and a bulb. And I hope you are able to see that it is well connected. If you put that switch on, that bulb will produce light. And if the switch is off, the bulb will not produce light. So we are going to talk about good conductors of electricity. What are they? Good conductors of electricity are those materials that can allow electricity to pass through them. Remember, we said that current electricity travels through wire. So if you have a good conductor and you remove that switch there, then you put it. If you have a good conductor, a material that can conduct it, put it in there and connect it, then it will complete that circuit. And light will be produced. But if it is a bad one, then light will not be produced, meaning that that material will not allow current electricity to flow through it. Let us look at the picture there on the screen. What are you able to see? Very good, learners. From the screen, we have a copper wire. Copper wire is an example of materials that conduct electricity. And you need to know that all metals conduct electricity. Can you name some of the metals that do conduct electricity? Good. You have copper, you have silver, aluminum, foil, and the rest. All metals, including even nails. If you put them somewhere there, then they will conduct electricity. For example, in our previous diagram, let us look at it, the previous one. If you remove that switch there, then you put a copper wire in between there, then that bulb will produce light, because copper is a metal and all metals conduct electricity. Let us go to the next there. We have water. I think you can remember very well that we talked about water as a good conductor of electricity. When we were talking about lightning, for example, we said you are not supposed to walk on water or a flooded area when it is raining, because you might be struck by the lightning when there is the thunderstorm. Why were we saying that? Because water is a good conductor of electricity. Electricity flows through water. Let us look at the next one there. We have acids. And I think you can remember very well that we talked about the white cell, that is the car battery. We said that they have acids. Acids also conduct electricity, meaning they allow electricity to pass through them. So, acids is forming part of the good conductors of electricity. Let us look at the next one. What are you able to see there? Correct, from the screen, we have pencil and we have graphite. Learners, I want you to know that graphite is also a good conductor of electricity. And where do we get the graphite? The graphite is even there with you. I want you to look at your pencil there back at home. There is something inside that pencil, the one that you use to write. It is looking like the gray. It is what we call as the graphite. If you connect it to a wire from both ends, you remove that side with the rubber and connect a wire there in a circuit, then electricity will pass through it, and light will be produced in a bulb if you connect it to a bulb then. Let us look at the next. We are now going to talk about bad conductors of electricity. What do you think they are? Very good. Bad conductors of electricity are materials that do not allow electricity to pass through them. And we are going to learn about some of them. I want you to look at that, our simple electric circuit. What do we have there? Correct. We have two dry cells, we have a switch, we have a wire, and a bulb. And I hope you are able to see that that bulb is producing light, meaning the switch is on. Just as we have said, if you put that switch on, the bulb will produce light, meaning you will have completed that circuit, the electric circuit. I want you now to think of a situation where that switch is removed there, then we put a material like the one that we are going to see next. Plastic. Take that plastic and put it, you remove the switch there, put a plastic and join both ends with those wires. Will that bulb produce light? No, that bulb will not produce light because plastics are bad conductors of electricity, meaning it will not allow current to flow to the bulb from the traces that you are seeing there. Once again, I want you to look at the next one there. You have a rubber, and we are going to use the same procedure. You are going to use our simple electric circuit. Where we have the switch, remove that switch, disconnect it, then insert or fix the rubber there. If you fix the rubber there, you will realize that that bulb will not produce light because rubber is also a bad conductor of electricity. Let us look at the next one. The next one is good. You have pieces of wood there. Applying the same method. Remove that switch there, then insert one piece of wood. What will happen? That bulb will not produce light because woods are bad conductors of electricity. Therefore, current will not flow to the bulb. That circuit will be incomplete. Finally, I want you to look at the papers there. If you put that newspaper, take one piece of paper, insert where we have the switch, the bulb will not produce light just like in the previous case. Why? Papers are made from wood, and wood are bad conductors of electricity, so therefore that bulb will not produce light because papers are bad conductors of electricity. Let us look at the final one, that is cloth. If you put the one piece of cloth there, you take one cloth, put there, connect it to the wire, you remove the switch, the same thing will happen. That bulb still will not produce light because cloths are also bad conductors of electricity. Learners, now before we can conclude the lesson, I want you to know that we have some more bad conductors of electricity, and you can continue doing that test that we have been doing there so that you come up with more bad conductors of electricity back there at home with the help of your parent. Let us look at this extended activity. I want to give you some work that is very simple so that you go and do. It is like this. The following are good conductors of electricity, except, again, the following are good conductors of electricity except A, aluminium foil, B, graphite, C, water, D, wood. Please, during your free time, provide the correct answer for that question. Let us look at the next one. Which one of the following is a bad conductor of electricity? A, water, B, rubber, C, nail, D, graphite. I want you to go and do the same, just like in number 1. Go and provide the correct answer so that when we meet, we will now have a very easy work. And that marks the end of our lesson now. Bye.